In this session, we will learn about web designing. What is web designing? What is HTML? Basic structure of HTML, and how to develop a simple web page using HTML. Okay, web design refers to the design of websites. You know that website is a collection of web pages. At the same time, we can say website is it's a software collection of programs. So while we are designing these websites, focused on designing websites for desktop browsers. Even though now we are using the websites on the mobiles and tablet browsers have become more increasingly important browsing things. Okay, next, when a web designer to design a website, he has to focus on the some appearance nothing but some what is the font color, otherwise some layout, some how to design some particular tables, and nothing but some image appearance, blinkings. So these kinds of different appearance will be applied on the web page. Every web page independently working on itself. Okay, nothing but a good web design is easy to understandable and easy to browse by any person. Nothing but even a person is not having a particular idea about the browsing, he can also understand, he can also work upon the sites, nothing but upon the internet. So a good web design is easy to use, and it's pleasing and suit the users group and brand of the website. Okay, basically a keystone of the web designer output is a site that wins and fosters the trust of the target audience. Nothing but, so suppose any software company is going to design is a particular software, he has to please the customers. Nothing but he has to fulfill the customer design. Upon the customer design, he has to design the user required. Suppose the customer is a some particular any other some business oriented person, so he has to require his own designing. So a software employee, nothing but a software organization, has to fulfill all the requirements of the customers. Okay, so he has to satisfy, he has to please all the requirements of the customers. Okay, so two of the most common methods for web designing, what are those? Desktop and mobile. So on those, what are those? These we have to say that responsive and adaptive design. So these will be worked on the desktop and mobiles. So what is responsive? What is responsive? In responsive design, content moves dynamically depend on screen size. So sometimes we are seeing some kinds of websites having the web pages moving dynamically. Dynamically, nothing but those are changes the appearance, or moving the some images or some content upon the web page dynamically, and those are not statical. So in adaptive design, the website content is fixed. In this, it is fixed, not the dynamic. So the layout design that match common screen size. So it is not dynamically. So in the first one, responsive design, it is moves dynamically depend upon the screen. It is a fixed size. So these two are different. So these kinds of web designs also, web pages also we can design. Okay. So basically we can say that a web best designer has to design a website according to the customer requirements. At the same time, the appearance has to be fulfilled by the customers, and we also take care of the site design based on some layout design, some styles, and what is the website contents. So image manipulations or some dynamic movements, how to create some frames, all these will be designed in the web designing. Okay. So while we move to the next introduction, that is HTML. So what is HTML? So while we are designing the websites, we need some markup languages. Why we need the markup language? So by the markup language, nothing but so HTML, XML, DHTML, these all they call as the markup languages. By this we can create some web pages. A web page is designed by using markup languages. Here we are using HTML. So what is HTML? HTML stands for hypertext markup language. So HTML stands for creating basic web pages. By using that, we can create the basic web pages. So HTML describes the structure of web page. So suppose I want to do some web page design, some particular layout, this kind of font, this kind of color, all these will be structure of the web page. So these will be designed by using this kind of markup language. And HTML consists a series of elements. So how can we create these kind of layouts, some particular bold, italic, creating some images, linking particular other hyperlinks. So how can we do all this? With the series of elements. What are those elements? We will discuss in later. So without these elements we cannot develop the web pages. Next, and HTML elements tells the browser how to display the content. Suppose every user has his own designing. So I want to do some particular web page, I have some idea, so some other person have his own ideas. So how to display the content is depend upon the user requirement, and on the requirement he can design his by different appearance he will apply it in your web pages. So at the same time we can say that HTML elements label pieces of content, such as suppose I want to give some heading, otherwise suppose I want to do some type some paragraph, I want to link some image, I want to create a table, otherwise I want to make some styling. All these will be divided into some particular contents. Okay, this is the basic HTML things. So we will see here what is HTML document. So here we shouldn't call it as a program, we call it as a web page design documentation. Documentation you have to call it. So how to create a document. So if you are a programmer, you can understand what is a program structure. Here it is a document design. It is a document design. So every program has its own structure. It's like that it is also having its own structure. What is the document structure? So basically HTML designing is consists of particular series of elements. We already discussed that. So by these series of elements we can create a web page, a simple web page. So with the collection of elements we can make some layouts, fonts, and some linking some images, linking some other web pages. So putting some buttons, okay button, cancel button, all this will be done by using these HTML elements. So basic structure nothing but here HTML is a collection of elements, collection of tags. So at the same time we can call every element is a tag. Every element is a tag. Here the program structure will be using the collection of elements. So HTML program having the two parts. One is head part, one more is the body part. What is that head part? So what is head part? Nothing but suppose I want to create a web page, it's having particular title. Suppose we are using some student information. So student information, I can give the student information title name for the website. So otherwise I have to develop some scripting also. So all these will be, suppose the head section will defines what is the head of the document, what is head part, not the body part, what the content of the web page. Okay, suppose I want to do some layouts, nothing but some font, some bold, italic, some formattings, creating tables, images, linkings, all these will be done in the body part. Okay, so HTML consists of two parts, one is head part and one more is the body part. In head part we will specify what is the title, what is a particular namings of our web page. In the body part our basic design will be done in here. Okay, what is the basic design? I want to give some headings, I want to give some paragraphs, so I want to do some tabular information, so making some frames, linkings, some blinking options, otherwise I want to do some subscription, superscript. All these will be the basic web page design. The body content will be held in the body part. So look at this simple example. First they have to given the, so all the elements, the wording will be done in between the angular brackets, not the greater than, less than. So everything we have to call it as a angular brackets. So the symbol doc type HTML. So that is the declaration defines. That is the declaration that this document is an HTML5 document. Okay, this is the HTML. So one more thing we have to do that. So all these will be done in the some notepad. We have to write these documents in the notepad. We have to save that document notepad file with the particular name, .html. We should definitely save that file name with the htm or html. Without that, that is basically notepad, so then the file name will be saved as some text file. So if you are not saving with the html or htm, it's simply a simple text file. So we should definitely save that particular notepad with the user defined file name .html or html. Should not forget this. So here, while we are looking at this example, we can see the doc type HTML. So see, these will be called as angular brackets, not greater than, less than. So next part, that is a HTML part, HTML element. So I already told that HTML having the two parts, one is head part, body part. So every element is a tag nothing but the word, nothing but the HTML should be enclosed with the greater than and less than symbol. So angular brackets we have to call this. Okay, HTML first part I already told you, head part. So in the head part again it has the some sub tag. So element tag I already told. So every tag having its own sub tags also. Every tag having its own tags on the basis of the design of the element. Here in the head part I had the some title part. In the title part I can say particular name of our web page. I want to give some second sem of the BCOM. So like that I can give this title space that title name of the web page, and immediately we should close that element. So how to close here? Title, the angular brackets title element start and give the name of the title. After that we have to use that some slash title close. So one thing we have to remind that every element should be start and the content will be going to process. After that we should close the particular element. We have to close that particular element. Okay, in that, so title has given. After that I already told you that title has to be closed. After that I don't have anything to define in the head part nothing but in the head section I don't have any idea, I don't ready to do any program more. So a simple program we are going to done. So in the head section I have given title element. In the head section I have given the title element. After that I have to close the head part. So you already know that by the slash we have to define that. So the particular element is going to start nothing but with the element is given with the angular brackets. After that is going to close nothing but the slash has to given. Okay, so head part is defined, it's closed. Okay, then HTML had the two parts. One I already told you, that is head part is given, it is completed, and next part we have to define that the body part. In the body part we can define our layout, otherwise our content of our web designing. Here I have defined some elements. So every web design will be consist of some collection of elements. Without these elements we cannot define. So I want to give some para, I want to do some table, linking file, making some image linking here. I want to give some buttons, OK button, cancel button, all these will be done in the head part. So all these also some collection of elements, collection of tags. Here every element should be already told you that and with the angular brackets we have to define. And one more thing we have to know that HTML is very simple language, simple, easy to understand, easy to suppose H1 stands for some heading, some P for paragraph. So easy to understand, easy to design. At the same time, one more thing, C programming, Java programming, so all these will be some case sensitive. Case sensitive stands for if the program is predefined structure, some integer type, some capital case is given. So in the case only we have to define. If it is a small case is defined, in the small case only we have to define. But HTML is not like that. It is not case sensitive. Suppose I have given some small HTML, it is also working. If I have given some capital alphabetical HTML, so it is also working. So it doesn't give any error. But we have to design or formatting our own web page. Okay. So in the body part we have to define our own content. So I want to give some title, give some font, otherwise making some styles, put some bold, italic, underline, all this we will be done. So everything easy to understand. All these are the different kinds of formatting tags, some style tags will be done. So all these we will learn in the coming sections. But basically we have to know what is the basic design of HTML. In the body part they have given H1, my first heading is given, and next so you already know that if an element is started we have to make it close. That is ended, that we have to going to end. Next P is given paragraph. So my first paragraph, it is defined and it is going to end. After that I don't ready to do some program, so simply we are defining a simple program. After that I want to make it end of the body part, so we have to make it the close element by the slash body part. So two sections has been completed, then we have to close our HTML tag. So tag are nothing but element, these two all the same. So HTML is a collection of elements, nothing but collection of tags. Based on the tags, with the use of help of tags only, we can define our web page. So this is the basic HTML design. So the introduction, the part is given, what is the example is explained here. Okay, what is the title? So many elements we will be going to learn in the coming sections. So what is the HTML basic structure here I have defined. And next I want to show you a simple program, nothing but suppose look at this here. This is this content will be definitely useful for your notes also. And in the HTML element, every web page is some start tag and close tag. Every HTML element has some start tag and close tag. So what is start tag? So we can see that some H1 I have given, my start heading is given. After that I have to end the tag. Next para I have given here. So what is the content? What are the content that is required by the user? Okay, that is designed and done by the user. So after that we have to make it end the tag. So just like that, every element, suppose I have given some HTML. After the completion of our content web designing, we have to make it end the tag. After the header section is completed, we have to make it close. Just like body element is given, the content is finished, then after we have to end the tag body tag. So just like that we have the different elements we have to done. And so I want to give some simple example here. So the content is given there. I have created a sample notepad. So let me show you a simple content. So what is given in the notes, that is I have designed here. So same content is designed in the notepad. The content is we have to develop in the notepad and make it save with the .html. We have to save with the .html. So after that we have to go where we have saved, that we have to remind. So suppose here I have saved in the my own HTML folder in the desktop. So if I have saved with the particular HTML, the content will be saved like this. The content will be saved like this. So HTML sample, I have saved the notepad sample. The browser has to be done. So if I doesn't given the .html, see the next file, sample HTML. So sample I have given using notepad. So if I doesn't save with the .html, the last file name sample HTML is done. So here they are doesn't given dot. So simple text file is be created. So if I have saved with the dot extension .html, it will be saved with the browser. So if I have executed, if you have created, automatically it will be saved like the browser file. So this is the output for the web design. My first heading, my first paragraph. So H1 is the big heading. Next is the paragraph. This is the example we have learned in the in this section. So this is the basic structure of web designing. Okay, so I think you get an idea about web designing. Web designing is a designing of websites with the particular user requirements, with the particular layouts. We need the markup languages. Okay, we need the markup languages. So these websites will be placed on upon the internet. We can browse these sites and we can browse some contents, some apps all these will be from the website. So a simple web designing will be say that web designing is a user understandable with a particular formatting, with a particular user layouts, creating and linking, making some tables, some frames, making some styles. At the same time, we need some scriptings also. We need the scripting style sheets. We will all these learn in the next sections. So basic introduction about web designing. And what is HTML? What is HTML? Hypertext markup language. So some other markup languages also available. XML, extended markup language. DHTML, dynamic HTML. Okay, all these will be done. So here the markup language is a collection of elements. Elements are nothing but tags. So every program, nothing but not a program, it is a documentation. So these documentation we have to done in the notepad. We have to save that particular file with the username.htm or html. Otherwise it nothing but is a simple notepad dot text file. So if you have created, where we have to remind that where we have saved save the particular file, then go to the location. Immediately the notepad our web document will be in the browser format. Then immediately we have to access the notepad also. So just like that we can see the user design web pages. User design web pages. So just like that the browser will be appeared like this. Okay.